here's the orchard. Not super impressive, but it's the start, and I think these are 3 years old now, so they're starting to put on some growth. I have 2 persimmons here, Fuyu persimmons, though they both have different leaves. I think one of them may be growing below the graft. I'm going to let it go. I don't know what I'm getting here, so we'll go. This one is definitely looking fine. It's a Fuyu, or it says it's a Fuyu, so hopefully one of them works. These are both Satsuma oranges. I got an irrigation system loop here, round, comes back. This is a Texas everbearing, or no, this is a Celeste fig. What am I talking about? The Celeste fig. I was always excited to grow a Celeste, but in Austin I was told to grow something different. Mountain laurel. This mountain laurel is planted very close to the house, strategically because they're not very heavily wooded. They're really light, thin wood, so it's not going to do a lot of damage up against the house. It is going to screen from the north wind, the cold north wind coming off and possibly damaging the orchard. So that'll be good. This is a pecan, also in the orchard, a Pawnee pecan. Compost pile's going right here, and yeah, I'm not really liking that too much. I'll have to do something about that. But compost pile's going on here because it's just not going to get a lot of sun right there. So these are 2 sky flowers that are hanging on. Can't believe they're hanging on. So yeah, keep going. This garden here I didn't even get to, but that's okay because it's just lantana and chili patines. It's a first-year garden. They are doing very well together. I really like this combo, lantana and chili patine. You can see the chili patines are doing so well here. I think they just need shading of their roots, and maybe they are okay with the tops. I don't know. This is a persimmon. It looks like it's dead, and it might still die, but it is actually still limber up here. It doesn't feel dead, and when I dig into it with my thumb, it's still green. I think it's just in heavy shock. I keep it wet as possible. We had a really wet spring, but you know, the next 6 weeks of summer will tell. Right behind it is a flame leaf sumac. Awesome that this has kind of branched out in 3 different branches, and so I'm going to get a show times 3. I'm really looking. I mean, look at that. It's almost like 3 different leaders there. That's really cool. Wax myrtles. You know, I'm not a fan of their look or smell or anything about them, but I am a fan of their screen and their growth rate. And so, yeah, I've got them strategically spaced under here so that they'll be very dense. I'm going to plant something else right here just to add a little bit of density between here. I'm going to plant a Eve's necklace, slow grower, but it will add a little bit of density in there, a little bit. These are Monterey oaks. They are Texas natives, but they only in Texas in Devil's River Valley. Love this oak, tough as nails. It has leathery leaves, and it is also probably the fastest growing white oak. There's one down there. That one down there just keeps getting destroyed by something. Beaver, flood, whatever. Keeps getting destroyed. So I've got one down there too. I'm going to have one there. This is going to be the anchor for my windscreen. So I want one of these short, squatty, semi-evergreen trees. Yeah, 2 more wax myrtles here just because, man, they grow so well. On the back side of these wax myrtles, I have some scaffolding. You know, I find that plants get taller if they have something to grow onto. So all along the fence here, I have Yopon hollies. This is one. There's one behind it. The one behind it's doing really well. Most of them look like this. But regardless, they're all going to look like this. And this has some scaffold to grow up now. It's going to try and grow this way. This is south, so it's got scaffolding to grow up. This is a passion flower. You can find a flower, but I think they close up at night. Passion flower vine. It's a native one, Passiflora fetida. And apparently there is one butterfly that only lays its eggs on this. And so I planted it here, and lo and behold, man, there are hundreds of them that'll come through here. It's pretty awesome. These are desert willows given to me from a buddy of mine. 3 desert willows. I saw this at a nursery where they planted them super close together. They were planted a little too close together. I planted mine about 3 feet apart, 2.5 to 3 feet apart here. And I've given them a little bit more room to grow. Oh, there's Ivory for scale. That's her best angle. And, I planted them also close together because they'll rub, and I love the smell of the leaves. I just love that smell. This is an elbow bush, also for scaffolding. So these are kind of frail and everything, I find, especially if they get a lot of water, they get leggy. This will hopefully get in there and add some sort of scaffolding to these. That's why they're planted so close together. It's intended to be a scaffold. This here. I mean, if you're gonna have a pollinator garden, you gotta have a hackberry, whether you love them or hate them. This hackberry will host 6 different butterflies and moths or something like that. So I don't know the exact number, but based on just the fact that it hosts multiple, you gotta have one. So I got one right here. I have it prominently featured out of the forest, so they should be easy to find on the outside. That's my thought anyway. And also kind of sheltered from all the wind. They're very brittle. I didn't want to put it right up against the shore because I thought, it might break all the time. There's a lot of wind on the lake. But right here, I think it'll be good. Bur oak. This will get 100 feet tall in this environment. There's another bur oak right there. Bam, bam. That is a Nuttall oak, which will get 100 feet tall as well. Those hardwoods and this hardwood here are going to hopefully form a little bit of a windscreen. They're planted 10 feet apart, each one of them. It sounds really close that they're going to get 100 feet tall and they're planted 10 feet apart. But this is in a forest. They grow right on top of each other. This will give them the ability to develop a full canopy, I think. This ash tree is a green ash tree. I have it here because I have family in Edmonton, Alberta, and it reminds me of them. This green ash tree is planted along the boulevards in Edmonton, and I found out it'll grow here. It's not a Texas ash, it's a green ash. It's different. So whatever. I've had an Arizona ash, and I really liked it. This thing grows super fast. I like that too, so that's really good. These are sweet almond verbenas. They're from Argentina, and the smell is what they're doing here. Oh, they just smell incredible. I planted 3 of them really close, and the prevailing wind kind of comes this way, and there's a house. So I have them right in the middle of the prevailing wind. They'll each get about 8 feet wide. So this will touch that, like its limbs will touch that 8 feet that way. I'm sorry. They will reach 8 feet. So not 8 feet wide. That way 8 feet, that way 8 feet, 16 feet wide. And so these 3, 16 feet wide, they'll get into each other. Plus they've got plenty of room to grow in there. I don't know exactly, I don't remember exactly how far this is apart. Maybe it's 6 or 7 feet. But, again, they grow closer than this in the wild. This was a tree that died, and honestly, I think I'm okay with it. The more this grows up, the denser it looks, and so I think I'm just going to take that out of the forest. This I'm super excited about. This is going to be my biggest tree. It's a 160-footer. Apparently, it's going to take 3 to 5 years to put down roots, and once it puts down roots, it'll really shoot up. Well, this is only year 2, so it hasn't really grown that much. It is a tulip tree. And apparently once it gets started, it'll grow like 4 to 6 feet a year. So there you go. Waiting for the explosion. This is a chinkpin oak. It's a hummingbird host. It's right here on the lake so that the hummingbirds can find it. This tree is really strong wood. There's stories about ancient people using its wood to make stuff they needed to be really strong. It's a chinkpin. So I put it right here next to the lake. Also kind of an anchor for southern hurricane winds coming off the lake here. Anchor, hardwood, hardwood, and then, also this bur oak. I think I skipped over this bur oak. No, I think I did mention this bro. Yeah, that's right, the brother. So a bunch of hardwoods here, but this one here is kind of my anchor. Catch everything else. In the water, I think it's a square or a box stem sedge bush or something like that. It was given to me by Texas Parks and Wildlife. They gave me a whole bunch of plants to try and grow them. I tried to grow everything else first. This is the one that made it. So there you go. You get to stay. And it's done so well and attracted so much stuff. It's grown literally 8 feet. It's grown 8 feet in diameter in 1 year. So I'm going to put in another one here and another one over there. Sweet. Only had to have the fence there for a year. Well, it outgrew the fence in a year. I put in a 7-foot diameter fence and it outgrew it. So that's pretty crazy. This pear tree. I was here when this pear tree was put in. I didn't like the position it was put in, and now it is dead. It's the only screen I have, so that's the reason it's here. I'll take it down next year. It's the back side of the waterfall, redbud tree. It's getting kind of gangly. I mean, this thing's a volunteer, and it's a beast right now. So, gotta try and keep on top of it here. Greg's Mistflower. Now this is going to be awesome. Once it takes off here, this is going to be really super awesome. And I think maybe next year, it's starting to get a few buds on it right now. I just put it in this year, so it hasn't really started getting established. But once it gets established, I can only imagine the butterflies and the water coming in. It's going to be beautiful. That's that square stem box sage or whatever it is that's in the lake. And hopefully I'll get 2 more out of this, 2 big ones. Egyptian walking onions, love those things. This is kind of my allium factory here. I've got native onions right here from the Brazos River Valley, and I've got chives planted from seed. These are garlic chives, they're super good. Also in this garden is cilantro, so cilantro is a great winter fill for stuff. Pine cones, because the raccoons sometimes come up here and try and get at the fish, and the pine cones are a deterrent. I've seen it on camera when I didn't have any plants in the water. I've seen them come up here and start walking, and they didn't like it. So the pine cones are excellent. They'll choose a different way. I think maybe they could jump it, but they don't like it. So I'm good with that. My motion detectors. These are my greatest deterrent. I mean, if you're an animal and you set that off at 2 o'clock in the morning, you're going to shit your pants. You're going to run. And they do. I mean, humans and animals alike. They all do. There's the fish. They know I'm here. Feed me. No, you didn't feed me enough. I didn't get any. He stole mine. I've got quite a crew down there. Quite a few flowers here. Water willow, duck, weed, and pickler weed. And then the leaf there that looks similar to another leaf you might be familiar with is Texas star hibiscus. This is growing toes deep in the pond, and it grows very well. Yeah. This is going to be a Devil's River garden. Eventually this garden will be expanded once the pear tree's gone, whatever. Right now, that sage is from Devil's River, and it smells different than other sages. It has a different flower than other sages. That you can't buy a sage that smells like this. Even in the stores that are down by Devil's River. I stopped by, and they don't smell like this. It's different somehow. This is it's known for its smell. Canyon daisy, something. Copper Canyon daisy. And this is used in potpourri. If you crush the leaves, you can really smell it. I don't know how big it gets. I got these from an apartment complex I was living at for 3 months. And I was walking my dog and noticed there were some natives there. So I got them, and sure enough, they worked. Not all of them worked. Notice how they're spaced out. There's like 11 here. 4 of them lived. Also, the seeds that worked out well, these are not weeds. These are Sable minor plants. These are plants I want in here. The Sable minor is this right here, spiky thing. Most people call it the spiky thing. This is a Texas native. It's a trunkless palm. I love this plant, and that's why I have 5 of them here, although that one was destroyed by the power washer. I got 5 of them here, and then going to put a whole bunch in right here. Well, say a whole bunch. When I say a whole bunch in, going to put, let me back up. I did put a whole bunch of seeds in, and they're coming up really thick. So this is going to be awesome. I'm going to even transplant some of them. So, yeah, really looking forward to maybe selling those in the farmer's market with Alyssa Jordan. This is a white oak. It is literally just, they just called it a white oak. So I got this from the wholesaler, and I don't think he grew it from seed, but when he got it, it was like 3 inches tall. So it's been here for a year. No, a year and a half, almost 2 years. This is its second summer here. So it's doing okay. This is a Texas red maple, Drummond red maple. And I just planted it here this year. It's grown about 2 feet, I guess. And plants here just really have problems. I planted them too close. They get ice on them. So I went back and looked at photos, and in the worst ice storm, the ice doesn't usually get past this pier line right here. So I made sure to plant it on this side, and we'll see. I think the ice stunted it every year, because I had a tree here for like 5 years, and it was just not growing very well. Also, it should be noted, this tree is growing pretty much on top of the sinkhole, like right on the edge of it. And so it should be getting excessive amounts of water. Once its roots get into the rock, it should get a lot of water from that. This is a Sable minor that came up all by itself, and it is in a great spot. It is killing it. I just love this plant. Just love these things. They look great when they get big. Another native, God, this guy, he's 15 feet tall now. And this is a native that has been here for a while. I almost cut it, so glad I didn't. It's going to be an integral part of my tree screen, and it grows so fast. Another chinkapin oak right here. That's the other chinkapin oak, and I'm gonna kind of stagger these chinkapin oaks around, because chinkapins or hummingbirds are super territorial, and so the chinkapin oak here will hopefully attract one hummingbird or multiple hummingbirds per tree. Apparently they like it. These are catalpa trees. I planted them right by the water. They have very soft wood. I mean, they're broken so many times. I planted them and I bought them in such a way so they would lean. That's why they're all looking like, Steve, why is this here? What? Cut that. No, I want this here. I want it to lean over the water, because this is also known as the catfish worm. These trees attract a moth that lays its eggs here, and then the moth drops into the water, and I'm hoping that catfish will come here, and this is just going to be the best spot in the lake to go fishing in the summer. It takes a long time for them to apparently develop the right stuff to get the worms. Trust me, I look for them. I haven't seen them, but keep looking. So they should be in good spot right here in terms of water and everything. Native magnolia. I don't know what that means, but it definitely looks different from this one. This one, there's pictures of this one. When the house was built, it was this big. I've cut on it quite a bit because I needed to get that tree set up, so it looks kind of gnarly right now. I'm hoping it'll grow in. However, this tree just has different leaves. So if this is native, what's that? It says there's only one native magnolia to Texas, so I don't know. This is an aqua, a sandpaper tree. I love this tree because it feels like sandpaper, and it's just really cool. So I'm excited for it to get big. Apparently they get big and they look like a big dome. So I'm excited to see that. Wax myrtle, again, not my favorite here for screening. This is apparently some sort of awesome thing that I can't wait to see in the fall. Rusty black hall viburnum. Also, what came with it is a whole bunch of What am I trying to say? What are the red things you get at Christmas? Petunias, not petunias. Oh my gosh. Those red flowers you get at Christmas. That's what these are. I can't remember what they're called, but everyone knows what they're called. Anyway, I'm let them grow. I don't know. Let's see what happens. And, oh, yeah, also over here is another persimmon. Another persimmon right down there. And this one's growing really well too. There's the red bud. And, the 2 trees that are dead, and then the 3 water oaks. So this should be a line, pretty good line of trees here for a screen or windscreen or whatever. Capped off by a beautiful sunset. I mean, everything's super lush right now. Just looks great. It's been a very wet year.